Let me ask you about Safer in Place because the governor has resisted calls to follow your lead. Nashville is not an island. Will this work if it is not statewide?
Well, the governor's office has been very clear. They feel that this is a local leadership, that they've not established it, but they've also been extremely supportive of what local communities have done. I'm very proud of Nashville that basically Safer at Home has been a model for Knoxville and Memphis and Chattanooga, and the cities are working together. And then Sumner County, the city of Franklin, is following it. I hope everybody follows it. But I think the governor's political philosophy is that he wants local communities to take the lead in this kind of thing. Okay, we led. We accepted that challenge and we're doing it. I do think that, as Senator Frist was pointing out in the paper today, this is the right response. This is the thing that needs to happen in order to flatten the curve and overall have better public health outcomes. Now, it'll be difficult, and the difficulty on the city will be great, but we will get through it and to the other side.
So should the governor follow your lead?
Well, I want the governor to continue as he is, being super supportive, and he is concentrating his resources on supplies, on coordinating with the federal government and helping local governments. So that's his particular contribution, and I'm grateful to that. In the meantime, they are very supportive of what Nashville is doing here and what other cities and counties are. I was on a conference call with him, with the other mayors of the larger cities in Tennessee. He was very supportive of strong local action. And equally, we are asking him to be very strong in obtaining supplies for our assessment centers. And that's what's going on right now.
And I want to ask about that because Nashville has drive-up testing centers ready to go. We've seen testing happening in other states and other cities. Why can Nashville not get the testing supplies?
Well, he's got the unified command working on that for us with the federal government. We are down just to missing swabs. Swabs is the missing ingredient for us to become completely functional. I think that can be cured with a tractor trailer load and working with the federal government. The swabs will be available, I'm told, shortly. We call on an hourly basis asking about this, and we're down to one last part that's needed for the centers to be in action.
Well, why are other cities and states getting swabs and we're not?
Well, that is now a question that I'm glad the governor is accepting for his Office of Unified Command to be responsible for.
So it's on the state?
It is. The state is the best coordinator with the federal government. I mean, and now we do have robust supply chains that do extend out of Nashville. HCA has a robust supply chain. We're working with private partners. St. Thomas, part of Ascension, that's a huge supply chain as well. So we're working with them too. This is a nationwide problem. And it also means that we need to be happy that we're slowing it down in Nashville by acting early to give us more time to be in place should that curve sharpen.
Just a couple more quick questions. What are your concerns about the uninsured? Are they being taken care of? Or?
Well, everybody is going to be covered, and we're going to get through this. It will simply add to the financial responsibility for the city or the state or the federal government. I do hope that the state relaxes some of its self-imposed restrictions on getting additional healthcare dollars. This would be a super great time to get Medicaid broadened. The uninsured are always a concern, but the lack of insurance should stop no one from going to an assessment center and being tested and then being treated if they need to be treated.
Once we get the assessment centers working.
Once we get the assessment centers working, but I am hopeful that in the next 24, 48 hours that will happen. And in the meantime, our cases have not seemingly accelerated. They will accelerate once we start to test more. But in the meantime, socially distance yourself and stop the spread. Stop the need for healthcare capacity, and but assess. And people need to be comfortable in doing that. And again, back to your earlier question, yes, everyone, insured and uninsured, needs to follow the protocol on an assessment. Now, as Dr. Hildreth was saying in today's briefing, it is isolation is a form of treatment too, is a form of testing. And so one, follow isolation, but then if you have any symptoms at all, super isolate. It's your responsibility to your neighbors and to your fellow citizens to super isolate.
And last question, hope seems to be in short supply these days. What sustains you?
Well, my family sustains me. And I'll just tell you, Nashville itself is so inspiring. I was thinking about this the other day. The word Nashville itself, you can't say it without a smile. And when you go around and you see all these people doing the right thing, working with each other, helping each other, you're inspired. You're not, what sustains me, I'm not sustained, I'm inspired by what's going on by people. You should see these healthcare responders. They are incredible. They are incredible. And we're going to need more of that in the weeks to come, to be sure. And if we get to the other side and everybody says, oh, it was not that big a deal, what a blessing. Then our prayers are answered and we knew we did the right thing. That's a great outcome if it's viewed that we over-responded. Let's not be in the position of feeling like we under-responded at a moment when we could do great things for our fellow citizens.
Mayor, I appreciate you taking the time, and hopefully we can continue to chat as this goes along.
Well, I would love to. Thank you, Phil. Very grateful.
All right. Be well.
Thank you.